Friedrich Merz in a state of panic shock. Arnold Schwarzenegger makes fun of Germany. Yanar suddenly says what is really straightforward here, and Tino Chrupalla talks about our democracy. Where have I ended up? The top news of the evening summarized for you to the point, and first we go to Friedrich Merz, who really got a serious dressing down.
All in all, from my point of view, it's now about seeking good cooperation, but also openly addressing the topics that are difficult. That's what I did in my conversations yesterday. Today I was able to once again see for myself the high product quality and the high technological standards at a total of 3 companies.
What was going on with Friedrich Merz? Let me clear this up. Yesterday, he went ahead and said, even with his second emergency phone, it was absolutely urgent to put pressure on Russia now in order to end this war. Today, Xi showed him his robot army, and I'll show it to you in a moment as well, which can be controlled with an extreme amount of energy. And yes, I have to say, after that Friedrich Merz introduces himself Friedrich, right? And he looks visibly shocked. He had nothing better to do than to say yes, but they are already quite advanced. Yes, that's what happens when you cut off Europe. Above all, I have to say, especially when it comes to the flow of media and data. I think for the very first time, he was really able to get an idea of how strong the Chinese are positioned. And yes, where he has been, that's about like Area 51 in the United States of America. And no, I don't mean UFOs or anything like that, but that's also where technical things are being researched.
Yes, Daimler-Benz is making great progress with autonomous driving in China, Unitree, the company that is very advanced in robotics, and finally Siemens Energy, which produces here at the site in Hangzhou in the southeast of China for the global market.
Did you notice it? He is visibly shocked at how far China has already come. Even Daimler-Benz is much further ahead in China, in a communist country, than here in Europe. I don't know. Let me ask you directly. Do you think that Friedrich Merz realized for the first time today that we have serious problems in Europe and that we urgently need to talk to people here, especially regarding our security? Just imagine if you simply unleashed 100,000 of these robots on the front lines in Ukraine.
The Chancellor was accompanied by himself on his 2-day trip to China.
I was visibly shocked, really visibly shocked at how advanced the robots back there already are. I promised you. Arnold Schwarzenegger is also back and just made some harsh comments about Germany. Because to assemble such armies, unfortunately, you need an extreme amount of electricity. And without nuclear power plants, I was honestly speechless when I saw it. And without nuclear power plants, it just doesn't work at all.
They set an ambitious goal to cut pollution by 65% by the year 2030. But 1/3 of their wind projects are being delayed by their permitting process. And on top of that, they closed the nuclear power plants that provide 6% of their clean energy.
You can like him or not like him. I mean, he's exactly from my era. He was always my big idol. What he really accomplished, well, let's just leave it at that, yeah. But he gets straight to the point right in front of a huge community, and that just shows why Germany is so far behind. And now a Friedrich stepped in front of the camera stuttering and wanted to tell us that now we have or are going to have better relations with China. We couldn't even set up a robot army like that. I almost doubt that we even have enough power for the drones we have to actually control them. But what's really going on here in Germany right now, you'll find out from Yanar. And do you still know her? I think the Turk that everyone in Germany loved, and I can't imagine anyone who didn't like him.
I'm not allowed to play Ranked in the media at the moment. I say at the moment on purpose, because of blackfacing, really.
That's okay, I don't want to get upset. I think it's like this Rangit shaped my youth, and it's so funny. And if someone feels offended by it, there are always 2 sides to it.
Although I definitely feel like we're slowly getting back to a bit more normality. By the way, that's coming up in court in a moment. But hey, Do you guys even know Rangit anymore? And do you know who that is? I mean, hey, if you didn't laugh back then.
You can use a bit of Rangit again. It's a shame we don't have any medicine that represents us.
So, hand on heart, who laughed when they heard it? Honestly, even I did. I can definitely go through the rest of this show with a bit more laughter now. Although, in the end, the shocking news comes again, but that only came about 10 seconds ago. And Tino Chrupalla is talking about our democracy. Just listen to this for a moment.
A very good day for our democracy.
The alternative for Germany wins in court and is now not considered right-wing extremist after all. A court has finally decided that. That really makes me wonder. Yes, but the main proceedings are still pending and they have to be suspended for now. However, I also have to say that Cologne has just decided this way, and personally, I quite like that. But just imagine if they had decided that way, and this whole corruption story, oh, here it comes, hey, now it's coming, I'll cut it short. Yeah, and none of this corruption would have happened. There was a current affairs hour on it in the Bundestag today. That's the last thing they even have left now, with really nasty slanders. But Bernd Baumann summed that up pretty well today, after he pointed out that all sorts of Christian Democratic Union, Social Democratic Party, and Green members do exactly the same thing. And the accusations, or rather the people involved, were much, much more than with the Alternative for Germany.
That the court made it clear with this ruling that the party stands firmly on the foundation of the basic law. And with that, we have made an important contribution to democracy in this country and will continue to do so.
While people in Germany argue about Alternative for Germany, then about them. Well, I really have to say it like this. No, I call it the new job destruction law that was passed today, or the collective bargaining compliance law. And they keep running this economy further into the ground, but what do I know? I've been right every time before. Did Donald Trump just say that Israel should attack first and then he is definitely ready? The mullahs responded immediately and said, no way, we will fire at least 100 rockets at United States bases. We're all wondering, now that India has just arrived there, the whole thing could possibly start tonight. Quick addendum to my video from yesterday. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it above soon. There were a total of 140 arrests and many have been released. So many were let go again. And there were over 140 house searches that were dedicated to the Merz case. These things have now completely disappeared from the internet and I don't see them anymore.